Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about why I switched to the iPhone. And you can probably already tell because my video looks a lot different than it normally does because I'm recording in HDR. I'm probably not going to do this for the future because it really blows up the brightness of videos without really needing to, in my opinion at least. I mean, it's cool. It's cool that there's high dynamic range on this phone, of course, but like a lot of the time it's just very unnecessary, and like whenever you look at HDR content it's just like burning your eyes, so I'm probably not going to do that in the future. But it is just a cool thing to have, and you can really tell that the video just looks brighter in general. But I basically already explained why I was like planning on switching to the iPhone already in my like which phone should I switch to video. And of course, I decided on the iPhone 15 Pro Max instead of the original Pro that I was planning on getting. And the reason why I went for the Pro Max instead of the regular Pro is mainly battery life because I've seen a bunch of battery comparisons and it looks like the Pro Max lasts like 2 more hours while having 256 gigabytes of storage as the base amount of storage you can get, while only being like $100 more expensive than if you were to get the same storage on the iPhone 15 Pro. So at that point, there's not really a whole lot of reasons to really go for the original Pro if you're just going to get 256 gigabytes of storage anyways. At least in my opinion, unless you want to sacrifice battery life for a smaller screen. I mean, you can if you want, but I just prefer a longer battery life. However, I want to talk about my experience. I haven't used this phone a ton, mainly because I'm still waiting for a case, and I'm still waiting for my AirPods actually. And one of the main reasons why I got the iPhone is actually because of the AirPods, because the active noise canceling on them is insane. I tested them out. As I said, a friend gave me, yeah, gave them to me for a little bit, and I just tested out the noise canceling. It was great. It was way better than my Galaxy Buds Pro. And also, I haven't tested that transparency, but I've also heard that's way better. So yeah, those are two big reasons for why I'm getting the iPhone, just the AirPods Pro. And not only that, but 6 months free of Apple Music, which is insane. That's like a really, really good deal. So again, another big reason why I'm switching. But mainly the reason why I'm switching in the first place is because of a smoother software experience. And through the apps that I've tested, is that true? For the most part, yes. However, it really depends on the app. For example, Twitter or X, I don't want to call it X ever. No, I'm not going to call it X ever again. I'm going to call it Twitter. From now on, it's Twitter because it is Twitter. I don't know why the fuck Elon decided to just rename it. But anyways, Twitter feels a little weird on the iPhone. It feels a little jagged compared to my Android, but that's probably again because it's app specific stuff. Some apps are just going to be more well optimized than others. That's just a given for any phone. But yeah, it seems like Twitter is like the only app I have so far that is like a little bit weird in terms of performance. But rather than that, I'm having a pretty good experience with the iPhone so far. And honestly, the transition really isn't that difficult. Like, it's really not that bad. It's pretty easy to just transfer everything from my original phone to my new one. Of course, excluding apps and paid apps as well, because, you know, it's an entirely different ecosystem and it's an entirely different store. So of course it's not going to be transferring paid apps from your old Android to your new iPhone. Like it's not going to really work like that, sadly. I mean, I wished it did, but of course it's not going to work like that. And yeah, I'm really just enjoying the video. Also, that issue with the video where a lot of people said it was just randomly stopping after a few minutes or after like 30 minutes, that seems to fortunately not be the case on this phone. And I actually tested it out. I recorded for just 30 minutes straight, 1080p, 60 FPS, recorded for 10 minutes straight, or 10 minutes, I mean 30 minutes straight, and nothing happened. No random stopping at all. So I'm happy to say that I'm having no real issues with this phone so far, which is really, really nice to see. And yeah, I'm just really excited to just use this phone more and more and more. And I've always really loved the iPad, which is another reason why I decided to go for iPhone. I always loved the iPad. And while I don't think, honestly, this will last as long as my old iPad, because a lot of stuff made today is just not built to last at all. I think companies really need to hone it back on the planned obsolescence. Like, I get why, this happens. And, of course, of course, like any battery device is going to eventually just stop working one day because, a battery will just wear down over time. Not wear down, but just decrease over time is what I mean. And I get that. However, a lot of companies are just putting planned obsolescence into their phones, and I think they're going too hard with it, in my opinion, at some points. Um, so yeah, I don't know if this will last longer than my 7-year-old iPad. Or not my 7-year-old. It's more like 10 years old. That lasted for more like 7 years. And yeah, that thing was a beast. Lasted a long time. I broke it. I got to repair it, and then it was basically good as new. It worked perfectly fine, and it worked for 7 years, as I said. So again, that's why I say a lot of companies really need to hone it down on the planned obsolescence thing. Make stuff last longer. Of course, you shouldn't make it last way too long. Of course, if you want to earn money, because capitalism. But still, like, I think companies need to like not hinder their own fucking devices in order to just make them last a little bit longer. Like, come on. But so yeah, I'm really enjoying the experience so far. As I said, I'm going to be using Apple Music and also giving my thoughts on that when I get my AirPods. And yeah, I'm not going to be. And before you say it, no, I'm not an Apple diehard fanboy, and I don't think I'm going to become one. I say I don't think, but I really don't think I'm going to become one like at all because I just got a $2,000 PC. I didn't go for a Mac, and I'm never going to really go for a Mac. I know it's really, really easy to integrate iPhone with Mac, but it's not good for gaming at all, and that's what I primarily use a PC for. So, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be getting a Mac anytime soon, especially since I just again got a $2,000 PC. So, no, I'm not like fully diehard Apple fanboy trying to buy all their products. No, nowhere near that level. I just bought this because Apple's software experience, and I know from experience, is pretty goddamn smooth. And again, for the most part, that holds true. Like, this phone feels very, very fluid. I will say that the keyboard feels a little bit more unresponsive. Maybe it's just something I need to get used to again because, again, I haven't used iOS in a very long time. But the keyboard feels a little bit less a little bit, a little bit less responsive than my Android phone. I don't know. Again, it's probably just something I have to get used to, but it just feels like it's a little slower, is what I mean. But yeah, again, besides that, I don't have any issues and like no like QC issues or like any like internal issues like, some people have unfortunately been having. I will admit that the phone is also gets a little bit hot. It's not like overheating hot, but still gets a little warm and noticeably warmer than my previous phone, but that's again a given when you're packing this much power into this small device. So it makes sense why it's getting warm. I'm not saying like, oh, it's a bad thing that it's getting warm. No, I'm fine with it getting warm. I'm just saying, I'm just want to point that out because some people have also been having overheating issues. So, but I haven't been having those. As I said, it's just getting a little bit warm. But yeah, that's basically it. I don't have a whole lot else to say. And I really just take a lot of pictures with this and just test the camera out for a long time and just really get to know the iPhone. Because as I said, while it will be an decently easy transition, there's still some things I need to get used to, and just using software more and just playing games. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get used to. But yeah, for the third time, I've said this already. That's basically gonna be it, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.